we're on our way to go to the bin site because the guys have been working tirelessly in the nasty hurricane of wind and dust, building forms, and it's ready for the cement truck to come, and they are gonna pour 2 giant pads for those 25K bins. The glorious, shiny Westeel bins are gonna be just towering over all of our other grain bins in the area. They're gonna be like 5 times the size of our next biggest bin. No joke, it's like, yeah, 4 times bigger. So, pretty cool. So we're gonna go help pour some concrete, lay it down. It's gonna be really nice. And yeah, then eventually when that cures, they can start erecting the bin.
So we're looking for about a 5 slump and consistency because we got a little wind today. So we're gonna check and see what the truck driver brought us and then roll out a little bit and see how it looks.
So what they're doing right now is as they have it inside there, they're spinning it really fast and it's got little veins inside there, and as it's moving around, it keeps rolling and curving that cement and mixing it. So if there's any hard, dry stuff, it will try to soften it up and get a better blend. Then what they'll do is they'll actually dump out a little bit, check it, see what kind of consistency it is, and then if they need to add water, they'll add water, mix it a little bit, and then start pouring. So one of the things they gotta do is the rebar that they put down, you need to elevate it up a little bit so that way it's in between the concrete and the cement. That gives it strength, because cement will actually crack and bend and it doesn't really like to flex as much, I guess you could say. So the rebar helps keep the structure in it. If you guys enjoy tapioca, you should try some of this stuff. It's got a little bit of grittiness into it, but pretty tasty. I think it's a lime flavor that I like. I'll be honest, feels really, really weird just standing here and watching them do work.
I feel kind of poor, but actually it's happening over there.
He mentioned it felt good. That's what I meant him to say, but
yes.
Now they got to make sure that the trucks are cleaned out before they take them back, because they don't want any of it to start hardening and sticking to the metal inside the drum and so forth. So he's going to quickly rinse it out, pour a little bit of excess that is in the truck on the gravel right here, and we'll use it as a driveway. Number 1 truck is ready to go. They're gonna take off pretty soon, and we received the second one over here, which is excellent timing. Let's just keep these trucks moving along, and this is just exciting. And it just feels so weird not working, but I love it.
This is a little weird, seeing someone do the work that normally we would be doing. But this time around, we just decided it's better off to have someone else do this big of a slab. And it happened right in the middle of spring planting, which means there's no way we could have done it right now. The builders of the bins really want to get them done, so they're trying really hard to get these pads poured. So it's just one of those deals where it's nice to have the professional do it, and then we can just enjoy the fruits of their labor and the fruits of our dollars. This won't always happen, guaranteed. We'll be pouring our own concrete eventually.
Well, guess what? They only have just a little bit more, screed it, and then they get a power trowel. And then they got this one over here too. Well guys, I went back over, grabbed some meat, came over here, and I guess it started sprinkling a little bit. They've got the pad poured, he's finishing it up. Looks fantastic. It's actually a good thing that it's sprinkling a little bit, because what it's doing is it's allowing a little bit of moisture on top of the surface so he can start working up a cream, and then you can get it really nice and smooth. So it's not a bad thing, but we don't want it to rain too much, but it's looking awesome. They'll pour the other pad later. Today they're just gonna work on this one, and then another day, probably like 3 days from now, they're gonna do the other one. It's awesome, guys. As you can see, he's up on top of the concrete and he's actually power troweling it. So what the power trowel is, it's like a bunch of little flat trowels that are circulating around, and you want to try to smash that surface and create kind of a gloss, and you're making sure that all the little rocks and material are bunched together so you can have a good clean finish. So this is a power trowel, and you can see it in action. So the places that the power trowel is not able to really hit, like around the edges, because they troweled around the edges and curled it down just a little bit so it's not a flat lip, they're coming in with little trowels and just making sure they can work the areas that that power trowel is not able to hit. I'll tell you one thing though, having that is awesome. Because if you had to go and do this by hand with a small trowel and you're constantly working back and forth, not only is your trowel going to wear out because you're just using it so much, but your arms and your body and on your knees, you're just going to feel it and it's a long day. That makes life go super, super fast. Guess what? We're going to pour this next bin today. This is Monday, so a few days later, it's going to get done. I'm excited for it, but he looks excited. It's actually kind of chilly right now, so we're all kind of like, let's get moving and get to work. Or let them get to work. It's like a really cool cheese grater, but not. I gotta get one of those. I don't know what I would do with it, but I gotta get one.
This is Jimmy out of James Albertson Construction out of Havre, Montana, and they are laying the flat work for us. I guess you call it flat work?
Yep.
Anyway, so Jimmy's been working hard on this, and you got that one done the other week. So we're on the second bin ring here, and then in about how many days we'll be able to put a bin on this?
Bin guys like 10 days. For cure time, usually 7 to 14. If you don't have a lot of weight and they're just setting the bins without a ton of weight, you could set them right away because it'd be easier to drill into the green concrete.
Well, we're excited. What do you call the round power trowel?
It's
what do they call that?
It's a bat screed. It's battery operated, runs off a 60 volt DeWalt battery. It's made by Curb Roller Manufacturing out of Texas or Oklahoma or something.
That thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a labor saver with the center pivot and stuff. It makes it real nice.
This is the first bin that's ever been used on it, right?
Yep. I just invested in this. We used to do it by hand, and I wanted to be nicer to my employees and myself. Make me last longer into the concrete industry.
We don't have that mentality here on Welker Farms. There's no such thing as being nice to your employees. Now, contractors, of course.
Yeah, you got to be nice to the contractor. They were nice and brought us donuts today.
Yeah, no.
Makes us want to come back.
We got Bruce from That Guys Fab Shop. They're the local AGI dealer. They're the ones we worked through to get those bins here. We got leg arms here. I don't know why. He's still sticking around the place.
Don't leave yet.
Yeah, we got him. And then we got Ted over here. Ted's with AGI. Ted came to see what's going on in the progress and everything. So it's good to have you guys here. And you'll be back when we start putting the bins up or get them up.
Absolutely, yep.
We're excited. We can't wait to see these things erected. That's going to be a good time. We're excited for that. So thanks, guys. And we had to keep a close eye on Bruce, but keeps an eye on that Minneapolis U over there.
Grew up on that tractor.
How many hours do you think you put on those things?
Well, I think 20,000, but nobody can prove it otherwise.
20,000
They don't have an hour meter.
A man with that beard, you gotta trust him. I believe it. 20,000.
There you
gotta be.
There you
That guy's put his fair share of time on an old machine like that. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
They're neat tractors.
Still got 3 of them.
That's good.
3 fingers?
Well, I got
still
all
well.
my fingers yet.
Yeah, and even survived the crazy fenders and PTO shaft.
Yes.
Legs.
Yes.
No, still dangerous, but
They are. Gotta be careful.
well, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks
Thanks.
for working with us, and we're excited to see these things go up.
We'll see you when
It's
they
gonna
start
be
going up.
Yeah, see you guys very soon.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Until then, let's go. Holly and Ready Mix is cleaning out their truck. We dumped a big pile on the ground there, about yard, maybe 3/4 yard. Had a little extra, so Leg Arms is prepping a spot here. Pour the rest of that. We're gonna just make a little slab here because this is the spot where we like to keep our clear fuel. And I think he's thinking a generator.
Well, we have that generator we can just set right here.
So that'd be a good place for it. So, all right, well, I'll help him pour this.
So Bruce from That Guys Fab Shop, he said, hey, I got a deal for you guys. What kind of deal do you got? I got a sweet deal. How sweet is it? It's pretty sweet. Saying all that, we made a commitment to buy 2 bins. That was a really good price. Thanks to That Guys Fab Shop, set us up with 2 nice smooth wall hoppers. They should be showing up pretty soon. We're gonna head over to the Quonset and then we'll set them down on the ground. And yeah, we're getting pretty excited because we already have 2 smooth walls, but we don't really have enough storage for fertilizer. And honestly, having extra storage is never a problem. Like, that's always a good thing to have extra. The problem is when you don't have enough. So anyways, yeah, let's go over and see these things. Here we go, guys. You see those 2 bins on that truck? Those are ours. That's exciting. So we'll put those 2 bins here on this little location right in front of these other bins for temporary. They're not going to be permanent. Where we want to put them is we want to stick them right over here next to the building, but we don't have it prepped and ready for them. So set them down, and then later when we get that prepped, we'll actually take the front end loader and we'll move those bins over and set them where we want to be. But for right now, just set them here. And then to keep them tied down so that the wind doesn't take them, we're actually going to take some chemical shuttles, put them on the base of the bins, and then we'll fill them up with water. That way, if the wind happens to pick up, it has to try to pick up all that weight from the base and lift it over, and it shouldn't be a problem. And also too, these hoppers that are sitting right here will actually work as a windbreak and help kind of slow down the wind before it hits it. But we will get this moved eventually, sooner than later, hopefully. But yeah, let's go take a look at these things. Okay, serious question. Does anybody have enough Mentos and Coca-Cola? Just saying, guys, because we still have this bin over here. Not these 2. These are too nice. We don't want to do that, no. One of the neat things about this trailer is they have hydraulic rams here, and they've got the legs of the bin strapped down to those rams, and when they want to put it in a location, wherever it is, they just pull the hydraulics and it just starts to tip the bin up, stands it up, unhook the legs, and pull away. It's pretty impressive. You'd think that all that stress on those legs right there, trying to lift the whole entire bin, would be a problem, but it doesn't seem to be. They've engineered it to withstand that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's a long load right there. Look at that thing. That's probably why they have the signs on there too.
So he's gonna do something pretty cool here. This truck is gonna grab the back of this thing and it's gonna tilt it up, prop it in place. And then he's gonna do it with the other trailer in the back. And then we'll move it around with the front end loader. But for now, that's pretty cool. They got skids on them, so we can put them anywhere we want right now. But we definitely want to probably anchor them down when the wind blows, because that happens here. You guys know that already.
Here we go, guys. Isn't that awesome? It's making it look pretty easy, doesn't it? I just found my new favorite toy. I gotta have one. Now that he's got the bin set up, he's actually gonna unstrap the legs from the trailer, and then he'll pull the hydraulic rams back down, move the trailer out of the way, unhook this trailer, then he's gonna hook up to the other trailer, set that one up, and then he's gotta hook the trailers back up together. So it's a little bit of a chaos, but you know, he's got it under control and he looks like a pro, so you know what, let's just go with his method. I could probably be saying this completely wrong and he'll do it a different way that's a lot smarter and more talented than I could have imagined, so yeah. I think he's doing a fantastic job. So as you can tell, they just have straps that they just strap around, ratchet it really tight to the legs, and that's all it takes. Isn't that amazing? You'd think that you need like chains and booms and weld it to the legs, but no, they've got it engineered where it actually holds on to it really well. And it's kind of nice too, they've got this little bit of plastic and a little bit of cardboard around, so in case if it happens to wear a little bit, it won't scratch the paint. That's pretty neat. I like it. He unhooked the truck from the other trailer over here, as you can tell, and now he's got to back up and hook onto this trailer with a nice, wonderful hopper on it. Let's watch this. Like a glove. Now he's got to hook up all the hydraulic lines, and then he's got to hook up the air lines to the trailer, move this one forward a little bit, and he'll stand this one up too. And he makes it look easy, doesn't he? So now on semis, for those that don't know what this is, they call it a wet kit, and they have a hydraulic pump that's on the transmission with a little gearbox, and you can either have it air or like manual activated, so you can pull a lever. That will actually start running the hydraulics, and then they can use the hydraulics for whatever kind of trailer. So if you have a trailer that needs hydraulics, get a wet kit for the transmission on the truck. And of course, there's all sorts of different sizes of pumps and applications and all that kind of stuff, which you need to know your homework or find somebody that actually knows the homework very well. It can be a little bit of a tricky deal, but yeah, they call it a wet kit on the truck. We actually have on one of our semis, which is the blue Peterbilt, actually has a wet kit on it. We've just never used it because we don't have a trailer that actually needs that hydraulics. But one day, maybe one day we'll have something like that. I don't know what it'd be, but it might happen. Isn't that awesome? We have two wonderful big bins sitting there, and we're gonna have another two big bins over here too. It's gonna be awesome to have the extra storage. Thank you, That Guys Fab Shop in Havre, Montana, for telling us about this wonderful deal, and for setting us up with the other two bins. They're gonna be erected pretty soon. Things are coming together. And then hopefully we'll have a spot over here by this building prepped and ready to move these two bins right next to those other two. And then they can be friends. We'll see if they'll be friends or not. But anyways, yeah, this is exciting, guys. Okay, I still have to haul some peas, and I need to get to work. And they're here, so that means I gotta get going to work. All right, let's get back to work.